Hello everyone. My purpose for the GoFundMe is to help raise funds to get a lawyer. Right now my ex-husband is keeping my child away from me and not giving me my visitations. I have the court papers to prove that I have visitation and co-parenting, and his family is keeping my child away from me. They're interfering. The in-laws, ex-in-laws are interfering, keeping my kid away from me. And I have co-parenting that I won through juvenile court. They said I could co-parent, and I don't need supervised visits anymore in the court. And they also, in the divorce papers, the judge also granted me that I'm supposed to get certain weekends with my child alone without dad around, but dad always wants to be around. He feels the need that he needs to be around when I get my visitations. I don't know why, but he's interfering with my unsupervised visitations. Well, I don't have the money to go to court with a lawyer, and legal assistance won't help me because they said it was a conflict of interest. So I can't get legal assistance, so I'm asking everyone to help me with some funds so I can get a lawyer to get my visitation rights established and to enforce it to where I have my visitation rights. I was told by the Abuse Adult Resource Center that the sister-in-law does not have the right to tell me that I'm not allowed up there in that apartment because she doesn't live there. But she's telling me that I'm not allowed in the apartment to visit my child because I called the cops on Grandma because she raised her hand to slap my child and my child ducked behind me. Well, they gaslighted both me and my child. They gaslighted my child that it was all in his head, it never happened. He don't remember it happening. Or either that, they convinced him it didn't happen. And then they're trying to say that it's all in my head, that I've never seen anything, that I'm lying about everything. They're gaslighting me too. Grandma's lying also, gaslighting me, not admitting that she raised her hand to slap my child. So, the sister-in-law will not allow me up to the apartment because I called the cops on Grandma and I reported the abuse. Now, if I didn't report it, then it would have came against me too, and the cops would have held it against me. The system, the social services, and everybody would have held it against me too if I didn't report it. You see this is the situation that I am in. So help me out, people. I need a lawyer to enforce my visitation rights and get my ex for contempt of court. I have the paperwork to prove it. I have the court papers in my hand. I hope that y'all can see this, but okay. The court, after having heard all interested parties, makes the following findings. This is juvenile court, Burleigh County. The juvenile guardian appeared with counsel, okay. Based on the foregoing findings of fact and conclusions of law, it is hereby ordered that the current letters of guardianship dated August 2nd, 2024 shall continue in effect until they expire on December 31st, 2020. Well, it's past that. That the juvenile guardianship shall expire, okay, and upon that time, custody of the child shall be returned to the parents. It didn't say just one parent, it said parents. Yes, he has full custody, but I have visitation rights that was granted to me by the judge. It says, the mother, because they didn't tell me about the court hearing, they didn't tell me about the court hearing, so that's the reason why I didn't show up, because I didn't get the notice.
that the father and the juvenile guardian are in agreement that the child is no longer in need of protection, and it is in the best interest of the child for custody to be returned to the parents. The GAL is in agreement with the termination of the juvenile's guardianship. That the current letters of guardianship shall expire. See, they still had mercy on me. Custody of the child should be returned to the parents. Not just one parent, parents. Okay? Okay, it says here, each parent shall have access to medical records typically available to parents and shall have equal rights to obtain information from and to consult with any medical providers. Either party may seek emergency treatment for the child, notifying the other party as soon as possible. I am not getting these. They are not doing this for me. They do not tell me when Elijah goes to the emergency room. When Elijah had pneumonia, I was not told. I was not informed. And it says the parties will work together to schedule routine checkups, blah, blah, blah. Education decisions will be made by the plaintiff. Each parent shall have access to educational records typically available to parents. Plaintiff shall share information from educational sources, including costs and benefits of a program. So that means he has to inform me and involve me in the education. Both may attend conferences, programs, and other activities in which the child may become involved. I never got to do any of that. This does not require the school to hold a separate conference for each parent. I never got to do any of that. Both parents may attend games, programs, and special events in which the child participates and shall have the right to be notified by the school of all such activities. Both parents shall also attempt to keep the other informed of activities and special events. Plaintiff shall be responsible for any extra activities. Day-to-day decision. Each parent is authorized to make decisions regarding the day-to-day care and control of the child while the child resides with that parent. I don't get this. They keep my child away from me. Spiritual development decision. Plaintiff shall make all spiritual development decisions. Legal residence for child. The legal residence of the minor child for school shall be the plaintiff's. The parties shall only communicate in positive ways. Communication may be by text, telephone, Skype, email, or in person. If that is not successful, the parties agree that before either party can bring any dispute into the court system process, they will first bring the matter to mediation in an attempt to resolve the issue, except those involving in an emergency and safety of the child or contempt of court order. Each parent shall pay 1/2 the cost of this process. A parent will begin the dispute resolution process by notifying the other parent in writing. I'm going to have to do that. Parents' rights and responsibilities. Both parties acknowledge that pursuant, unless otherwise restricted by the court, right to access and obtain copies of the child's education, medical, dental, religions, insurance, and other records or information. It says he gets custody, but subject to the defendant, I'm the defendant's right to reasonable parenting time. Said parenting time shall be agreed upon both between the parties. But he hasn't been given me my parenting time. He hasn't gave me my parenting time.
So I'm asking, will you help me with a lawyer? And please don't scam me. I need a lawyer bad. Thank you. Have a good day. God bless.